Hi everybody, I myself introduce first. I am Mrs. Vandana Patil. You have heard the name of the Patil's Madam Krishna Coaching Classes. That's I am. I am the director of a Krishna Coaching Classes. And you know my subject is math and I will take the mathematics of the 11th and the 12th standard with board, CET, JEE and IIT also. माझं नाव आहे पाटील मॅडम, मिसेस वंदना पाटील. तर आज मी तुम्हाला जे मॅथमॅटिक्स आहे 11वी आणि 12वीचं ते अगदी सोप्या याच्यात करून दाखवणार आहे, अगदी सोप्या भाषेत तुम्हाला शिकवणार आहे. तर आपलं पहिलं चॅप्टर असणार आहे डेरिव्हेटिव्ह. तर या चॅप्टरमध्ये याला कोणी डेरिव्हेटिव्ह म्हणतात, कोणी डिफरन्शिएशन म्हणतात. सो व्हॉट इज ॲक्च्युअल द डेफिनेशन ऑफ ए डेरिव्हेटिव्ह ऑर व्हॉट इज ॲक्च्युअल द डेफिनेशन ऑफ ए डिफरन्शिएशन. So to understand the definition of a derivative, first I will take one counter example. Now see what is that counter example. Let us consider y is equal to f of x is the function of x, where take one simple example here, x square plus 4. Let del x be the small change in x corresponding a small change del y in y. Therefore the expression 1 becomes y plus del y, because I have considered a changes in x and y. Y is the function of x, means y it is totally depend upon the x. Therefore, while taking the small change in the value of x, you have to take the corresponding change in the value of a y. The change in the value of a y can be denoted by del y, and the change in the value of a x, it is denoted by what here, del x. So I have taken the changes. Therefore, this y becomes y plus del y. F of x becomes x plus del x. Again, this x square, it becomes x plus del x whole square plus 4. Now see what you have to do. You have to make one procedure here, subtracting first from second. Therefore y plus del y minus y, it is equal to f of x plus del x minus f of x. Here again, x plus del x whole square plus 4 minus this 2 term minus x square minus 4. Here y get cancelled, del y, it is equal to f of x plus del x minus f of x. Here make the expansion, a plus b whole square, all of you know that is the square of a first term twice the multiplication of a 2 term and the square of a second term. Therefore x square plus 2x into del x plus del x square, again 4 get cancelled, minus x square. Here again x square get cancelled, del y, it is equal to f of x plus del x minus f of x, it is equal to 2x del x plus del x square. Now see what you have to do. Divide by del x. Since del x not equal to 0, because the small change we have taken, therefore this small change, it is not equal to 0. Therefore as a del x not equal to 0, you can divide by del x. Therefore del y divided by del x, it is equal to f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x. Now here the two terms are there, you have to divide separately by the two terms here, del x, again del x square divided by del x. Here del x get cancelled, here one del x get cancelled. Now del y divided by del x, it is equal to f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x, it is equal to 2x plus 40 del x. Now you have to take the limit del x tends to 0, del y divided by del x, it is equal to limit del x tends to 0, f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x. Here again, limit del x tends to 0, 2x plus limit del x tends to 0, del x. Here, now see, limit del x tends to 0, del y divided by del x, it is equal to limit del x tends to 0, f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x, it is equal to, you have got, this is 2x, this is independent of del x, considered as a constant, and the limit of a constant function, it is always equal to constant. Therefore, here you have got 2x, and here as the del x tends to 0, and the function it is what here del x, therefore put del x is equal to 0, here you will get 0, and this is, therefore, limit del x tends to 0, del y divided by del x, it is equal to limit del x tends to 0, f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x, it is equal to 2x, and that 2x, it is nothing but the answer, because I have taken the example that is x square plus 4, and all of you know the ddx of, that is the derivative of x square, it is always equal to 2x, isn't it? Therefore, here you have got the answer. Therefore, this procedure, it is applicable, and this is the actual definition of the derivative. Now, what is the actual definition of a derivative? That is del y, that is the small change in the value of a y, del x, that is the small change in the value of a x, their ratio and their limiting position, it is called as a derivative. So, what do you mean by the derivative? The ratio of the small change between the value of a y and in the value of a x and their limiting position, it is called as a derivative. Now, I am going to give you the more notation, that is limit del x del y divided by del x, it is equal to dy by dx. This is for you, because to understand this definition, it is so complicated. Therefore, they have given the simplified form, that is dy by dx. What is the meaning of a dy by dx? The derivative of a y with respect to x. Dy by dx, it is nothing but the derivative of a y with respect to x, that is dy by dx. Again, the another notation, that is ddx of y, it is nothing but what here, f of x. This is the derivative of a function f of x, right? It is also called as a derivative. Now, another notation I have given, that is f dash x, right? ddx of f of x, it is given as a f dash x, and the f dash x is equal to limit del x tends to 0, f of x plus del x minus f of x divided by del x. Again, the simplified form, if del x, it is equal to, suppose I write as a h, then the small change in the value of a x, I have denoted by what here, h. Therefore, f dash x, it is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, and it is called as a first principle of derivative. This is the first principle of a derivative. First principle of derivative means the derivative, it is nothing but what here, this is also the limit. Limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. This is also the definition of a derivative. This is also the definition of a derivative. The simple notation dy by dx means the derivative of a y with respect to x. Y, it is nothing but f of x. Therefore, ddx of f of x, it is called as a f dash x. And the f dash x, it is equal to limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. This is the first principle of a derivative, and with this first principle of a derivative, you can find out the formulas of the derivative. So many formulas, that is the algebraic, trigonometric formulas of the derivative. So I will take here, by this formula, by this first principle of a derivative, you can find out the ddx of, that is ddx of x to the power n. Now all of you know the derivative of x to the power n, that is n into x to the power n minus 1. So many students, you know this is. The function is given as your function, it is x to the power n. Now I want, in this first principle of a derivative, there is a term that is f of x plus h. We have the term that is f of x. F of x I have taken as a x to the power n. Now what is f of x plus h? The x it is replaced with, x कशाने replace करायचा आहे? x plus h ने replace करायचा आहे. Therefore here also this x you have to replace with x plus h whole to the power n, isn't it? Using first principle of derivative, that is f dash x is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Here again, limit h tends to 0. What is f of x plus h? X plus h whole to the power n minus x to the power n divided by, that is h. Here again. Now to solve this limit, what you have to do? Put x plus h, it is equal to suppose y as h tends to 0. h ची जवळपास किंमत किती? 0. h it is approximately equal to 0. Therefore y it is approximately equal to what here? X. Therefore y it is approximately equal to x. Therefore you can change the limit as h tends to 0, y tends to what here? X. Therefore y tends to x. This is x plus h, it is nothing but y to the power n minus x to the power n. And what is h? h it is nothing but y minus x. Now by using the formula, you know the limit using limit x tends to a, x to the power n minus a to the power n divided by x minus a, it is equal to n into a to the power n minus 1. By using this formula, here limit y tends to x, y to the power n minus x to the power n divided by y minus x, it is equal to, here what is the limit? N into a to the power n minus 1. Here what is the limit? N into x to the power n minus 1. Therefore here you have got, that is f dash x, it is equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. F dash x means ddx of f of x is equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. Again ddx of what is f of x? X to the power n, that is n into x to the power n minus 1. This is the first algebraic formula. Again we can find out the derivative of a sin x. That is, suppose the function is f of x, it is equal to sin x. Then f of x plus h, it is equal to sin of, don't add h here, this is wrong, because the x you have to replace with what here? X plus h. This x you have to replace with x plus h, this is x plus h. Again using first principle of derivative, that is f dash x, it is equal to limit h tends to 0 f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h, right? Therefore here limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h, it is nothing but sin of x plus h minus sin x divided by h. Now here you have to apply the formula sin a minus sin b. Now what is the formula sin a minus sin b? We have studied in 11th standard here, that is sin a minus sin b. What is the formula sin a minus sin b? That is equal to 2 cos a plus b divided by 2 sin a minus b divided by 2. By using this formula here, limit h tends to 0, that is 2 cos a, what is a? X plus h. What is b? X divided by 2. Here sin x plus h minus x divided by 2 divided by h. Here limit h tends to 0, 2 cos x plus x, 2x plus h divided by 2, and sin of x get cancelled, h by 2, right, divided by h. Again here using the formula, that is using limit x tends to 0, sin x divided by x, it is always equal to 1, isn't it? Angle should be repeated in the denominator, and that angle must approaches towards 0, then the limit it is equal to 1 by using this formula. And you can find out the limit of a cos function, it is directly, isn't it? There is no formula for such a limit here. The limit of a cos function you can find out directly, 2 cos 2x plus h divided by what here, 2. And to find out the limit of a sine function, we have to adjust the angle. Angle should be repeated in the denominator as h tends to 0. What is the angle here? Sin h by 2. And in the denominator, there is a term of what here? H. So, you can write as a h by 2 into 2. Here, angle it is repeated in the denominator, and that angle as h tends to 0, h by 2 also approaches towards 0. Therefore, the limit of this function, that is sin h by 2 divided by h by 2, it is equal to 1. And here, you can find out the limit directly, that is cos of 2x. What is the value of h here? H, it is approaches towards 0. Therefore, you have to put h is equal to 0, that is 0 and divided by 2. Here again, the limit it is equal to 1 and this is 1 by 2. 2 get cancelled. Here again, 2x plus 0 means 2. 2 get cancelled, cos x. Therefore, here you have got f dash x, it is equal to cos x, means f dash x means ddx of f of x. It is equal to cos x. And what is your f of x? That is the sin x. Therefore, with the help of a first principle, also you can find out the derivative of a sin x. So, what is the derivative of a sin x? That is equal to cos x, and that we have proved with the help of the first principle of derivative. Again, in the similar manner, you can find out the derivative of a cos x. Now, I am going to tell that is the function suppose given as a f of x is equal to tan x. How will you find out the derivative of a tan x? With the help of a first principle, isn't it? Again, f of x plus h, it is equal to tan of x plus h, right? Using first principle of derivative, limit h tends to 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Here limit h tends to 0, tan of x plus h minus tan x divided by h, right? Here see, you don't have any formula, that is tan A minus tan B. Therefore, tan you have to convert in the form of a sin by cos. Sin x plus h divided by cos x plus h minus sin x divided by cos x divided by h. Limit h tends to 0, sin x plus h into cos x minus cos x plus h into sin x divided by, here cross multiplication, here also cross multiplication, sin x plus h into cos x minus cos x plus h into sin x and divided by this both the term, that is cos x plus h into cos x, x plus h into cos x and divided by h means multiplied by 1 by h, right? Again you know the formula, sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. This x plus h you have to consider as a, x you have to consider as a b, x plus h you have to consider as a and x you have to consider as a b. Therefore, this formula becomes sin a cos b minus cos a sin b. This is the formula of sin a minus b. Sin a minus b means x plus h minus x divided by cos x plus h into cos x divided by h. X get cancelled. Limit h tends to 0, sin x divided by h, and the limit of this function, it is always equal to 1. Here again, The limit of a cost function you can find out directly. No need to use any formula, because the limit of a cost function you can find out directly. Sin h divided by h, as h tends to 0, the limit it is equal to what here 1, and here you can substitute h tends to 0, that is cos of x plus 0, and here again cos x. It is independent of h, considered as a constant, and the limit of a constant function it is always equal to constant. 1 upon cos square x, it is equal to sec square x. Therefore, here you have got the ddx of tan x, it is equal to sec square x. In this way, with the help of a first principle, we can find out all the formulas of the derivative, isn't it?